Bucky absolutely needs a nerf in Marvel Rivals. He's too strong against tanks, he dominates flyers, and he hard counters dive way too easily. The worst part, he doesn't even need that much skill to get insane value. Right now, if he's not banned in your lobbies and you're not playing him, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why Winter Soldier is overpowered and propose some nerfs that would bring him back to Earth. So let's get into it. If you enjoy videos like this, where I rant about Marvel Rivals, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. It helps me out a lot. Now, I play tank in Marvel Rivals. My main priority is to take space and soak up all the damage. But let me tell you, when I go up against the Winter Soldier, I absolutely hate playing tank. Not only is Bucky 275 health, he also gets shield for every single piece of utility he uses against me, which makes his sustain in a battle against a tank way too strong. Couple that up with a hook that can go up to 20 meters, that can pull a tank, and maybe even multiple tanks or multiple characters if they're clumped up together, pull them into the back line and push them forward with his uppercut. Tanks are the most durable characters in any game, but against Bucky, they get farmed way too easily. Another playstyle he counters is fly characters. Iron Man, Storm, Johnny, they all get countered by Bucky. His E ability not only slows the characters, but it also takes them out of the air, out of their fly state. And then again, coupling that up with a hook and an uppercut, you're pretty much dead almost instantly. The problem is that there's barely any counterplay. The hook is so fast, the range is wild, and if it lands, you're done. As a fly character, your mobility is supposed to be a strength, but against Bucky, that barely even matters. Another playstyle, he hard counters, which to be honest, I'm kind of fine that he hard counters, but dive characters are almost useless against Bucky. If you're playing Black Panther, Spider-Man, Venom, any of these characters will get hard countered with that hook, with that slow ability, with an uppercut. If you're playing a dive character, you're supposed to get in, do some damage, maybe even get a kill and get out. But if you dive him, just know that you are probably not going to get out of that position. His sustain for his abilities, due to him getting more health for every piece of utility he uses, lets him survive burst damage. His gun has a big spread and high damage that shreds squishy heroes before they even react. He's shutting down an entire playstyle with barely any effort. My main gripe with him, and this is the top of my list, is that he gets way too much value for the amount of skill that it takes for him to produce that value. This is about the fourth time I'm going to mention his ability to get 50 health based on every ability he uses that lets him sustain and survive longer in fights. His hook, way too much impact with little risk. You can hold the hook for such a long time around the corner. You can abuse that third person mechanic by holding that hook, looking around the corner, and just snatching up somebody and pushing him into the back line. On top of that, his gun, like I mentioned before, doesn't require pinpoint accuracy to get value. You could just literally stand in a choke and just spam the gun, and all of a sudden you're going to be getting headshots and hit markers and final blows. A hero with this much power should at least require a little bit of skill to play, but right now he's way too easy. I'm pretty sure that you can go from bronze to at least diamond, maybe even GM3 by just playing this character, and you're probably not going to be able to get stopped. Now, the question you're probably asking here is, how do we fix him? How do we nerf him? But the problem is that you run into is that some games will overtune a character, make them completely broken for a period of time, or sometimes they'll nerf a character into the ground, making him completely useless. So here's what I would do to balance Winter Soldier without making him useless. First thing I would do is nerf his hook. Reduce the charge time so that he can't hold it forever. Second thing I would do to his hook to make it more fair is that I would make the audio cue louder. I know it's pretty loud now, but over the course of a fight, it might get drowned out with all other ults and abilities and voice lines that's been being spammed. So I would make the hook louder, and I would also add a constant sound while charging so you can let people know that he's holding it around the corner somewhere. Right now, his hook is way too oppressive, so making it more predictable would add some much needed counterplay. Number two, I feel like Bucky's a little bit too tanky for what he does, so I would lower his base HP from 275 to 250, and then obviously make every ability that he uses still give him that shield, but just reduce it from 50 to 35. Reducing his health pool and sustain means he actually has to play a little smarter than he is right now, instead of just outlasting everybody and just being out in the front line doing whatever he wants. Third thing I would do is I feel like his projectile is a little bit too big. I'm getting hit markers on people in the sky, and I'm like, damn, I wasn't even close, but I got a hit marker on them. I got a headshot on them. So I would reduce his projectile size. However, to balance that, because that's a pretty big nerf, I would up the projectile speed so that he's closer to a hit scan. So at least now, Winter Soldier players can actually focus on aiming instead of just spamming shots. He should be rewarded for having good aim and not just positioning. Winter Soldier is way too strong in Marvel Rivals right now. He counters way too many heroes, he counters way too many playstyles, he gets too much value for too little effort that he puts in, and he makes certain matchups feel completely unwinnable. These nerfs wouldn't make him unplayable, they would just bring him back in line with the rest of the DPS. So let me know if you agree. What nerfs would you add? And make sure you leave your opinion in the comments. I'm responding to every single comment. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that button for more Marvel Rivals content. And make sure you follow my Twitch because I'll be streaming very soon. Thanks for watching.